I have a goal right now of personally helping 1,000 people grow their businesses. If you want to help me reach that goal, then take a second and share this episode. Thank you so much. What's up, and welcome back to the Matt Peet Marketing Podcast. If you're watching the video of this, then yeah, I'm still rocking the Santa hat because Christmas doesn't end for me till sometime mid-January. So yeah, I'm in the Christmas spirit and I'm going to stay that way, and I don't even feel bad about it. This week, kind of in between Christmas and New Year's, I hope that your Christmas was absolutely tops. I hope you had just the merriest of times and had a smile on your face the whole time. It was my favorite time of the year. Every year, I absolutely love Christmas. There's a podcast I listen to every year called Can't Wait for Christmas Podcast. He puts an episode out on the 25th of every month, like clockwork. I love the show. It's so quirky and funny, and yeah, go give that a listen if you're ever missing Christmas in the middle of the year like I frequently am. But this week, I wanted to talk a little bit about taking a step back. So all year, you work really hard. And I know you're probably gearing up for New Year's launches and promotions, and you got, all your resolutions and everything you're about to make in your business, and your life is going to change in the next year. And it is, because I know that you're the hardworking individual that is going to put in the work to make it happen. We'll talk about that next week, I promise. But this week, this is why I'm here this week, because I've been in the stage that happens if you don't take a minute for yourself. I had a podcast a few years ago and I went all out. I, was giving stuff away every week. I had all this stuff lined up. I had all kind of promotions. I ran ads and I got real busy, and I didn't take a step back. Had I taken a step back, I'd have realized, hey, Matt, you can't continue with this level of production with your lifestyle because it's just physically too much. And that's exactly what happened. I worked too hard. I overworked myself. The podcast served a great purpose. Its purpose was to grow my business. It grew my business to the point where I couldn't keep it up. And instead of taking a step back at some point and being like, all right, what do I need to do so I can continue with the podcast and grow my business? Then I probably would have either hired a VA, editor, whatever it is, to help me with all of the production stuff I was doing. But what happened was I got burnt out. I ended up trying to continue to do everything on my own, and it ultimately ended the podcast. I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't keep up with all the video shoots that I had, all the weddings that I was booking, along with the podcast. So I had to release the final episode saying that I had worn myself too thin and I couldn't keep it going any longer. Now, it was bittersweet because, like I said, the podcast did serve its purpose. It ran its course. It did a great job. It's actually still out there. I left it out there because I still get downloads on that show to this day. And I haven't published on there since I think February of 2018. It still gets downloads. So it's still helping people. So I don't want to take it down. If you want to go listen to it, it's called Finding Creative Success. It was a great show. Lots and lots of cool people on that podcast. But here's the homework for the rest of this week. You just had Christmas. You're about to go into New Year's, unless for some reason this is your time of the year where you make all your money and you'll take a step back in a month or so. I'm going to challenge you to take a step back from your business. Now, don't drop balls, the glass balls that need to be held in the air. Like if you have something like that needs to happen, then do it. But take a step back and relax. Because if you don't relax from time to time, you will get burnt out. And then you will drop the glass balls that don't bounce when they hit the ground. They're shatter, and it can cost you reputation and money, and a lot of other bad things can happen from dropping those glass balls. But if you don't have anything like that, take a minute, step back, reflect on your year. What have you done this year that has been outstanding for your business? Just reflect. I'm not taking any action right now. You need to look back and be like, all right, I did this. It worked really well. This was gangbusters. Whether it was a Valentine's Day sale or an email segment that you created to send out emails for your list, whatever it was, whatever worked really well. Then think about things that you did that didn't work so well. Things you don't want to repeat again. Things maybe you implemented that are now weekly tasks that aren't really bringing in more business, more revenue, or serving more people. What are some things that you could simplify down? I live by the word simplify. Instead of thinking, what can I add to this to make it better? Think, what can I take away? What is something in your business right now that doesn't need to be in your business anymore? So what is that thing in your business? Maybe you're doing stuff that you don't need to be doing in your business anymore. Maybe you created a system that isn't really serving a purpose anymore. Take a step back, look at your business, ask your VAs, ask your team members, hey, what are some things that you think we're doing that aren't really serving our definiteness of purpose? What are we doing right now that either could be done better, easier, faster, or doesn't need to be done at all? I live by the word simplify. And basically that means, what can I take away from this to make it better instead of what can I add to it? Because if you can take things off of your plate that aren't driving your purpose, it's going to make your life easier, and it's going to help your team be able to accomplish your main goals that much better, because they're not being weighed down by things that don't really matter. So in this time in between Christmas and New Year's, while you're trying to figure out what can I do for my business to really make the next year as amazing as absolutely possible, take a step back, reflect on the past year, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and use that information going into 2022, where we will kick that off next week. Hope you have a great New Year's, and remember that marketing really matters. If you know someone who has a business that could use some help marketing their business, take a second and share this podcast with them. Thank you so much, and have an awesome day.